Here's a Sears Craftsman Atlas 6-inch metal lathe 101. It's a Craftsman with Sears badging. They want $900 for best offer. Local pickup only. Now, these 6-inch machines, they're desirable for the guys that don't have a whole lot of room. They're easy to move around relatively, and you know they can be a really nice little machine for in your shop if you're limited on space, or as a small machine to do just small accessory stuff. The problem is they're not worth what they're asking for them. Okay, 6-inch metal wood lathe with owner's manual, milling attachment, extra cutter bits, wood rest stand, and 4-jaw chuck. See pictures. This is actually relatively well tooled. And I don't think you can see all of the tooling that's there because there's some boxes that you really don't get to see. They want $900 and you got to pick it up. Um, in this condition, this is a piece of crap. Piece of crap. You know, we look at this and this has got a lot of surface rust and grime on it. And part of it may be a little bit more of the surface. Look at how brown the lead screw is. And all of the knobs. You know, it's a decent little machine. If it was completely reworked, it would probably be a nice little machine. Those ways look really nasty. That may be the lighting, but look on top here. Look at the dovetails there and everything. That looks really really nasty. And when they look this nasty and have gotten that rust on them and stuff, you're going to find the handles, the Zamac handles and stuff on these are going to be, once you start cleaning them up, they're going to be pitted and the plating is going to be flaking on them or starting to pop on them. So I really question how good an investment these are. Now there's your cross slide cover that goes on the cross slide tables right there for those little 6-inch or those 7-inch cross slide tables. That's the 6-inch cover that goes on there. They've got chuck threaded on here. I believe this was like for a polishing arbor, and it looks like they just threaded the chuck onto the end. Maybe Craftsman, maybe not, or Atlas. I'm not sure. Might be correct for it, but this thing looks pretty grungy. And there's quite a few pictures here. Craftsman badging on it. You know, there again, once you start cleaning up, how much of that paint and stuff is going to come off of there. So look at how grungy these guards are. That belt's, I'm sure, gone, but this all looks awful dark and awful. And part of it may be lighting, but there again, look at how the motor looks. That looks just nasty. Just nasty looking. And that's rusted out through the paint. The paint's chipped off and it's got at least surface rust on the backside. Which, if you know that going in, if you're knowledgeable about these machines and you think that's okay, that you can deal with that, then there's no problem with giving whatever you feel they're worth. But if you're that knowledgeable, you know what they're worth anyway, and you're not going to give $900 for it. Look at the ways on that. Look at the rust there. That's just... See, and these I would not buy auction-wise. These are going to have to be sitting at an estate sale or at a garage sale, and that's where I'm going to get them. You know, a lot of these times they've been taken over by a dealer one way or the other, and they're trying to get big bucks out of them. That looks nasty to me. You know, maybe it's just surface grime, but that looks pretty nasty. You know, when we... I think there's some issues there. Anyway, with the chucks, you know, they're kind of brown, and I've got chucks in my shop that look kind of like that are got quite a bit of surface rust. Yeah, look at that belt on there. That's all separated and everything. This has got about 30 years of grime on it, and it's hiding some rust underneath there. Same way with that. Look at how brown that is. 3-jaw chuck here. Drill chuck. I think that's a buffing arbor, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, look at the grunge and the rust that's on all of this. Same way, look at the, you know, that's rusty. That's not just grime. That's just rust. Look at that handle. You can already see once you clean that up, that's going to be pockmarked. There's going to be little places where it's bubbled up all over. And yeah, this is just not This, look at that handle. All that plating is going to come off of there. So anyway, with that one, this to me is about a $350 machine. You know, it might be worth $400 once you get to looking at the accessories that go with it. The table I don't care about. There's some stuff here. You got a drive dog. Maybe those are gear. Maybe that's a set of change gears, and they're still just bolted together. You can't tell what's in this box. I have no idea. Those may be change gears that were in a box, or in a padded package that the mice have eaten through, it looks like. Got a drive dog. Got a screw center there. Tool post bit set. I have no idea what those two are. You can't tell from the packaging on them. There's a faceplate. You don't really know what's here. Now that could potentially be, I bet that's a milling attachment that we'll see in the next picture. There's probably at least one chuck. I'm guessing there's a 4-jaw chuck in one of these. Yeah, see, there's going to be your milling attachment. And there again, this machine probably hasn't seen, see, this machine, or this actually looks fairly decent through most of this, but then you look at this handle and look at all the scarring and pitting. That's gonna bubble up like crazy too, I think, once you start cleaning that up. Yeah, that's a milling attachment, 1971. See, there's a 4-inch chuck. And that's a 3-jaw. That's probably the box of the chuck that's on it, maybe. And there's a 4-inch 4-jaw. They're originally sold for $34.99 at Sears. These are actually a pretty nice little chuck for what they are. So there's your 4-jaw chuck. Got the wood rest. There's your screw chuck. Both the wood rests that they offered for it. There's your drive dog. Now see that one box that said it had a screw center? I'll bet that's the screw center out of that box. A couple of lathe, a right and a left hand tool holder, and the Craftsman bits. See, look at these two. Those look like they've probably been cleaned up a little bit, or else lighting's really changed on those, because those look a little bit darker there. And all of this stuff may partially be lighting. I don't know, but it looks like there's way too much brown. See, there's the tool post set. This is the stuff. These are repeats of what was in that wood box that showed them all together in one of the old manuals. So, you know, $350 with all the attachments, $400 machine. You know, I wouldn't give any more than that for it. So let's zip down through a little bit more of this stuff real quick. Now here's 618 Craftsman 6-inch milling attachment, steel jaws, brand new, $50 and $6.25 shipping. This is from one of our normal sellers. I guess he's just got the one picture there. He wants $50 in shipping for these. You didn't see these. You saw these in aluminum, and I was producing them in aluminum too. And you didn't see any of these until I started producing some steel ones running through my bluing tanks. And he wants $50. Mine, I've got them in stock for the 6-inch right now. I'm out of stock for the 10-inch. I want $25 for them in shipping. You know, so half price is what. These are probably not hot blued. These are probably black oxidized. You know, you can get the oxidizing kits, and they're pretty easy. Now these have been tumbled. I normally have sandblasted off mine, so you can tell they're tumbled. The edges are rounded a little bit more. I don't think it makes any difference one way or the other, but he wants $50 for these, and I'm charging you $25, so you can decide for yourself. I think I've got them right here on the, yeah, $25, $500A. Let's shift mine over, and that's what mine look like right there. So, not a whole lot of difference in appearance. but these are hot blued rather than black oxidized. And you end up with, I don't know for this application how much better the hot bluing is than the oxidized, but it's whatever process you're set up to do. The easiest process is going to be the black oxide, but yeah, these are in stock. Black oxide is going to be easier to do since I'm set up to hot blue. Why, for me, it's easier to just run these through my hot bluing tanks, and that's what we got. So there's his compared to mine now. So, you know, pays your money, takes your chances. $50 as opposed to 25 that's going to do exactly the same thing. So, let's see here. Do we have anything else? Another 6-inch milling attachment, $4.49 and $24 shipping, $2.99 and $19 shipping. Yeah, way too much money. Then we're back into just a bunch of other parts. Well, here's another one. 9/12-inch lathe bevel pin set, 10309 bevel pin set for milling attachment. Pre-owned, $17.90, $17.90 and shipping. I think it's the same seller as the last one, is what I think it is. This is the used set you're going to buy for $17.90 and $6.25 shipping. If I were to go and look in my little storefront, they are brand new reproductions for the 10-inch are $6 and shipping. So for what, 12, 14 bucks, I'm going to sell you a new set as opposed to 25 for a set of used ones. Half. These guys are still smoking pot. Oh, do we have anything else worth looking at here? Bunch of used stuff. Stuff that doesn't really sell. It's the leftover junk. MFC milling machine feed gear case, MF68 brass bearing, and I'm not going to look at it. Pre-owned, $9.99 and $4.36 shipping. Brass bushing, $4 or $5 for a brand new one, and maybe a little bit of machine work, you know, to make them fit. Now here's another one. Atlas milling machine headstock sleeve assembly. This is another of our regular sellers that does this stuff. For their, what do they want? $29.99 used, as shown in sound condition with chrome pitting. 2 available. That's because you used 2 of them, and he wants $5 shipping, $4.68 shipping for them. $30 a piece for these. Now, this is the bottom, this is the top, and then this is the spacer that you need for on the milling machine. Now his does include the bolt and the rubber spacer in the middle that whether you really need them or not, I kind of question. You find some machines that have got them, some that don't. He wants $30 for that assembly. Now I do not have these in stock. And I'll have to work on that as I have time to. These 3 pieces right here, I think I charge $24 for them. So that's what he's offering you for a set of used ones. And if I look through my little storefront here, the split cotters M644 and M645 for the mill, $22.50 for the 3-piece set. Which are those right there. $22.50, and then there's shipping on them. So, you know, the only advantage to mine over his on these right now is that he's offering you the center bolt for them. So that's what they are. You know, there's mine as opposed to his. Now these I tumble. I don't know that the original ones, apparently some of them they probably plated, but I believe the majority of the ones that I've seen have just been Zamac that they have done with. So anyway, there's those. So pays your money, takes your chances here. I don't know if there was a whole lot more here. There's yeah, there is a couple things. These MFC overarms, and this is going to be the same seller, I'm sure. And I'll just quickly look at them. He wants $34.99 and $4.36 shipping. These knobs right here have been modified. These have been drilled and tapped all the way through. They would have been, they're all, look at how pockmarked out these are. These should have originally been solid on top. And I guess we could look at a bigger picture of them here. These were solid on top. They were not drilled all the way through. So somebody's probably changed out the bolts or changed out something, didn't have the proper spacers in the overarm support or something like that. So they've drilled them all the way through and tapped them. He's got 2 of these. They would have all come off the same machine. So just be aware of that. Be knowledgeable about what you're buying. Now someone here has a MFC milling machine Arbor shaft assembly. This is the drive collar. $74.99 and $6.66 shipping. One of the regular sellers. This is the Arbor driver that goes on the milling machine. You have to have this to run any of the accessories you're running, both the the arbors or the milling cutter holders. They all require a drive dog on them. This one's got a dink on one side. Normally you see these really chowdered up, and this is well used and abused here. Look at the scar marks there on top. See, and I'm a little bit self-serving on showing these because these are things that I offer. You want $75 in shipping, and for a used set. And what do I have? And I'm about out of these. I think I have to run some of these off because I may have sold out the last one I had to, but let's see what they were going for. Yeah, I'm out of stock. See, I was charging $55 for these, and they are out of stock. So I'll have to get on the ball and build some more. But these are what mine look like for $55 for a new production, as opposed to $75 for something that somebody else has got to beat up rather than you having the opportunity to beat it up. So anyway, that's that. Do we have anything else worth looking at here? That's only the first page of this stuff. Used parts, milling table, M1-4 table, pre-owned, $200 and $25.36 shipping. Why do you need a table unless it's a specialty table? You know, it's got to be something pretty pristine before you want to spend that extra money on it. Yeah, now see, here's one of the milling machine knobs. They want $26.99 and $8.44. This one's pretty well. This is normal seller too. This is pretty well pitted out. So look at all the little blistering there. So there again, if you need one, it's probably an okay deal, but it's not a pristine one, or it's not a real nice one to be putting back on there. The main support arm, M1-9, $150 and $15 shipping. You know, we talked about that almost every time we look at this stuff, is you can spend, you know, $50 from online metals and, you know, 50 or 75 for a piece of standard. Doesn't have to be anything more than just a cold roll. All it is supporting your parts out there. And you've got the exact same thing. You can bevel the ends if you want, or you can actually leave them nasty looking and still have a functional part. So I think that's most of what I see here. You know, it's a bunch more junk that we've looked at before. XY table 7x7 pre-owned, $348.99 and $36.99 shipping. You know, they're not worth that. They're not worth that. Here's a shaper vise, and it is a shaper vise. Pre-owned, buy it now, $500 and free shipping. There's no swivel base with it. There's no jaws on it. Jaws have been chowdered up. You know, these guys are. And the rest of this stuff is the same stuff, and I think part of what we've looked at again, this is the same stuff that's been on here forever, and it's still just crap. Still just junk. So, anyway, hopefully you find that a little bit interesting and useful in your search for pieces and parts for your shapers or your mills. You know, I need to sit down and go through the lathe stuff, but it seems like we just go on forever before we really get through most of this stuff. So anyway, hopefully you can use that a little bit on your search for parts and pieces and have a little more knowledge about the stuff you're looking for your machines. So comment suggestions, leave them in the comments section for me below, guys. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch.